is Prime Minister Imran Khan's third visit to China since he took office about a year ago, and he has already met 3 times with Chinese President Xi Jinping. These frequent high-level exchanges speak volumes of what an all-weather strategic cooperative partnership looks like. So how do you view China-Pakistan relations in the new era?
It's a very important relationship. It has always been very important. And now there is a shift taking place. And the shift is that we are expanding our economic linkages through the CPEC projects, through creating economic linkages by putting the economic architecture in place. I think we are creating opportunities for both sides and for the region to benefit.
Since you mentioned CPEC, what's your evaluation of the first phase?
It's gone satisfactorily well. We've done some important energy projects. We were energy deficient, and today we are not. Today we have more generation than our requirement. Now we need to improve our transmission system so that we can cut down on outages. The infrastructure projects like motorways, they've done well. So we are satisfied with the phase 1, and now we're moving into phase 2, which is going to be industrialization, modernization of our agriculture, livelihoods, concentration on special economic zones, relocation of industry, especially labor-intensive. Costs are going up. Labor costs compared to China are far below the Chinese cost. So an important hub, Pakistan can be an important hub for re-exports for Chinese goods.
Since you mentioned there is a shift of focus between phase 1 and phase 2 of the China-Pakistan economic corridor, why is the change? How do you come to that change?
The focus was to alleviate poverty. The focus was to create jobs for economic growth. And these projects, we feel, will generate growth.
Since China has, in the past decades, lifted like 800 million people out of poverty, so in poverty alleviation efforts, how do you think the two countries can cooperate?
We think we can learn a lot. In fact, the Prime Minister is quite impressed by the way China has uplifted people out of poverty, 80 million people out of poverty. And that's the model we need to follow. We have almost a third of our population living beneath the poverty line. So we want to replicate the Chinese model for poverty alleviation, and we are concentrating on that.
Let's get back to CPEC. The project itself has received quite mixed reactions from around the world. Some people are able to see how it's benefiting Pakistan and the Pakistani people in the long-term interests, while some people have called it a debt trap for Pakistan. Is it a debt trap?
No, it isn't. We've heard about it. People have written about it, but we know the total volume of our debt and the Chinese loan and the total debt that Pakistan has is minimal. So it's really no debt trap.
And previously you mentioned that you can draw experiences from phase 1 of CPEC to better streamline its further construction. What are those things that you have learned from phase 1?
Better coordination. Different projects were being handled by different ministries, and they took time, and we lost time. So we feel if there's one authority under one focal person, it'll get more attention, and we will implement these projects at a faster rate.
As China has just celebrated its 70th founding anniversary, what are the things that impress you the most about China's development and achievement in the past 7 decades?
We almost got independence at the same time. You've celebrated your 70th anniversary, and we've celebrated our 72nd. We were also a model of development in the 60s, but then things went wrong, and we slided, and China kept growing. So we want to learn from the Chinese model. I think China has done wonders. No nation has risen in such a little time as China has. Today you're the second largest economy in the world, and predictions are soon you might be the largest economy in the world. That's no mean achievement. Within a generation, if you can do that, that's commendable.
Talking about the world, I think peace and development is still the theme of the world today, but problems to challenge that theme keep popping up, like unilateralism and hegemonism and protectionism and power politics. Do you see China and Pakistan cooperate to address those challenges?
Yes, we have good coordination on all major regional and international issues. We are more or less on the same page. We have a very good coordination at the UN. We strategize collectively. We have uniform policies on UN reforms. We are both supportive of multilateralism. We are both supportive of a rules-based trading system as opposed to protectionism. So there's a lot in common between China and Pakistan, and the more we meet, the more we coordinate, the more we consult each other, the better positioning we are in.
So for Prime Minister Imran Khan's this visit to China, what's the main objectives and agenda?
Well, it was to share the progress on CPEC projects. Then we had some new MOUs. They were under consideration. We've signed 6, 7 of them today. Some of them are quite interesting and important. For example, an MOU that we signed today that is dealing with disabled persons. You know, how do we transfer technology and how do we facilitate their lives? An important MOU that we signed today. For example, water was a serious issue in Gwadar. So how can we overcome that challenge? And the MOU we signed today was desalination plant in Gwadar, which will clean up approximately 5,000 tons of water per day. Class system being introduced through the Higher Education Commission of Pakistan. Similarly, transfer of counter narcotics equipment. These were some important, and there are some others as well. These were some important MOUs that were signed. And on top of that, the two premiers got an opportunity to discuss the regional situation.
What about on the people-to-people level between China and Pakistan? Do you expect to see more people-to-people exchanges in the future?
Yes, we want to. We want to. I think the number of Pakistani students coming into China has increased manifold, which is very healthy. We want to promote tourism. We have liberalized the visa regime in Pakistan so that more people can travel. China is a huge country where there are many economic opportunities. There are trading opportunities. Businessmen can take advantage of that. There are huge investment opportunities, and we would like to benefit from Chinese investment. We would like to benefit from relocation of Chinese industry.
And how, on the whole, do you see the China proposed Belt and Road Initiative, its role in further benefiting the Pakistani people and raise their living standard?
Certainly, it's a project that has created jobs. It's a project that will create jobs in the future. It's a project that will promote bilateral trade, travel. There'll be new energy corridors that will be established between Central Asia and China via Pakistan. The Gwadar port will become an important trading hub, an important focal connectivity point for the region. So it's a very, very exciting project, and I think both sides stand to gain from it.
Thank you so much. Do you have anything else to add?
The more you visit China, the more you realize the warmth China has for Pakistan, and the more we realize that if we have a consistent friend, a friend that has stood by Pakistan in the hour of need, it's China. So we are here to thank China and to tell China that we are supportive of their core national issues, whether it's the situation, whether it's the One China policy or the situation in Hong Kong. We are supportive of China's point of view. We respect each other's point of view, and we coordinate, and we try and help each other for mutual benefit.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.